Welcome to Atlanta Local Unplugged, the podcast that explores Atlanta's vibrant local scene for food, music, entertainment, culture, unplugged events, and the many hidden gems in Atlanta. Your host is Riley Bennett. Let's dive in.
Hey Atlanta, I'm Riley Bennett, and this is Atlanta Local Unplugged. Today we're brewing up a full-on, coffee-forward weekend guide to the city's roasteries and cafés. If you love a bright pour-over, a chocolatey cappuccino, or a cozy corner to unwind, consider this your map and motivation. Atlanta's coffee scene stands out because it's roaster-led and neighborhood-shaped. We've got homegrown roasters roasting on site, training baristas deeply, and serving beans that tell a story. Diversity anchors the scene. You can sip Ethiopian naturals near the Beltline Buzz, a carefully dialed espresso in a sleek West Side bar, or a community-minded latte on a sunlit West End patio. The Beltline's energy keeps cafe patios lively and walkable. Community-first spaces double as third places, classrooms, and music rooms. Just as important, our cafes collaborate with local bakers, makers, and musicians. Pop-ups transform mornings into markets, latte art throwdowns become meetups, and public cuppings demystify tasting notes. Whether you're a curious local or a visitor in for the weekend, you'll find spots that match your pace, fast and focused, slow and social, or somewhere in between. By the end of this episode, you'll have a neighborhood-by-neighborhood shortlist, smarter ordering tips, event intel, and a couple of date night ideas that move smoothly from coffee to cocktails. Grab your mug. Atlanta's coffee culture is calling. Let's plan your perfect caffeine-fueled Atlanta adventure. Let's sketch the scene map so you can visualize your route. Start with Old Fourth Ward and Edgewood, where the Beltline connects patios and art walls. You'll find cafes that hum from sunrise runners to people watching. Slide west to the West Side and Buckhead, where design-forward bars and roaster-run counters deliver precision espresso and seasonal specials. Head south to the West End and the Lee Plus White District, a creative campus mixing breweries, food stalls, and Portrait Coffee's community hub. Then hop east to Decatur, a small city vibe with serious coffee chops and mellow porches. Finally, take a metro detour to Stone Mountain for inventive drinks and mountain town charm. Each pocket carries its own rhythm. O4W is playful and walkable, perfect for a progressive coffee crawl with spontaneous snack breaks. Westside and Buckhead skew polished. Think minimal interiors, single origin spotlights, and pastry cases stocked by Atlanta's best bakers. West End spotlights culture and connection, with roasters centering stories and social impact. Decatur is your slow-burn neighborhood, ample seating, music-friendly spots, and family energy. Stone Mountain rewards curiosity seekers who love creativity in the cup. We'll zoom into highlights in a moment, but keep this map handy. It lets you group stops by vibe, transit, and time of day. Morning pour-overs on the Beltline, a midday espresso flight on West Side, and a sunset patio in Decatur before dinner. Time to meet two makers who've shaped Atlanta's coffee identity, East Pole Coffee Co. and Portrait Coffee. East Pole roasts in armor yards where you can drink next to the roaster and watch the team work. Their sourcing leans toward clarity and sweetness, washed Ethiopians that sparkle, balanced Central Americans with caramel and apple, and seasonal blends designed for consistency on espresso. The roast approach is light to medium, spotlighting origin character without sacrificing body. Ask for a pour-over of their current Ethiopia or a shot of the house espresso pulled tight. You'll taste clean fruit, structured acidity, and a cocoa finish. In the West End, Portrait Coffee centers people and place. Black-owned and mission-driven, Portrait sources coffees that honor producers and reframes who gets seen in specialty coffee. Expect approachable profiles with depth, chocolate, stone fruit, and brown sugar notes in filter or milk drinks that sing. Their wholesale footprint grows community too, placing Portrait beans in cafes and restaurants that want purpose alongside flavor. Both brands teach through hospitality. East Pole hosts cuppings and gear demos. Portrait opens doors for neighborhood events and entrepreneurship. Together, they show Atlanta's range, precision and sparkle on one side, soulful balance and social impact on the other. Visit both, compare notes, and decide which roast philosophy fits your palate and your values. Bring questions. Baristas love guiding flavor flights. Let's dig into hidden gems that reward a little intention. Gilly Brew Bar in Stone Mountain calls its signature drinks elixirs, and the name fits. Expect layered culinary builds, tonic or tea bases, house syrups, citrus, herbs, and espresso used like a chef uses acid or salt. The menu reads like a cocktail list, but everything is crafted around coffee's structure. Grab an elixir, then stroll the historic village or hit the mountain trails. This stop feels like a field trip. In Decatur, Radio Roasters keeps things small batch and surgical. Tasting at their roastery or ordering at partner cafes, you'll notice precision. Roast profiles tuned to highlight florals, citrus, and delicate sweetness. If you're chasing clarity in a pour-over, Radio is your compass. Their limited releases make great souvenirs for home brewing. A few minutes away, Waller's Coffee Shop doubles as a music venue and a community anchor that advocates for mental health. Expect songwriter nights, weekend shows on the patio, and a staff that treats hospitality as care. The coffee is solid and accessible, with plenty of non-coffee options for friends who just want to hang. It's the kind of place where you linger for the conversation and leave with a new local band to follow. For a scene that's human at its core, Waller's is essential. Bring cash for shows and tip the artists. Coffee is better with the right bite, so let's pair your sips. At Spiller Park inside Ponce City Market, start with a filter or a flat white and order their famous toasts. The avocado with lime and chili or the ricotta with seasonal jam turns a quick coffee into breakfast with texture. The counter service pace suits a Beltline stroll. In Old Fourth Ward, Chrome Yellow serves up seasonal specials, think cardamom or rosemary lattes in cool months, and partners with local bakers. Grab a cortado and a pastry from a rotating guest baker. It's the kind of pairing that feels thoughtfully Atlanta. If you're exploring Edgewood, Chrome's crisp interior and merch wall make it a photogenic pause. Across several neighborhoods, Hodgepodge offers hearty bakes that hold you through a busy day, hand pies, dense muffins, and breakfast sandwiches that won't leave you hungry. Balance a bold drip or a latte with one of their savory options. Keep an eye out for Little Tart Bake Shop collaborations across town. Little Tart's laminated dough and tart fruit flavors elevate a simple coffee stop into a treat. When you see Quignomon or seasonal fruit galettes in a cafe case, move fast. Those sell out. Together, these pairings extend your visit, steady your caffeine, and anchor your crawl with something delicious and local. Ask staff for pastry reheats. Flaky layers love warmth. Coffee meets sound in a few standout spaces. We already touched on Waller's, where the stage pulls neighbors together. Nights range from songwriter circles to full band weekend sets, often outdoors when the weather allows. Expect a listening room spirit. People pay attention, and the staff keeps the energy kind. Sips to match. Try a honey latte or a classic drip so you can hold a cup through a set without fussing over foam. On the other side of town, Joe's East Atlanta is a neighborhood pillar with open mics, readings, and casual shows that mirror East Atlanta Village's eclectic spirit. You'll see guitars, poetry, maybe comedy, and always a crowd that welcomes first-timers. The drink board leans practical. Solid espresso, reliable drip, and no judgment decaf. Order a cappuccino if you want something focused. Go iced if you're hopping venue to venue on a warm night. Live music cafes run on community etiquette. Buy a drink, tip the barista, and if there's a cover jar, throw in cash for artists. Keep conversation low near the stage and plan breaks between sets for refills. The magic here is simple. Caffeine heightens attention and music slows time. Together, they turn a Tuesday night into a memory. If you're touring coffee culture, let at least one evening end with a song. Bring earplugs too if mixes run unexpectedly loud. Some nights. Here's a compact weekend coffee crawl that hits flavor, vibe, and walkability. Beltline and O4W. Start at Spiller Park inside Ponce City Market for a bright filter or a velvety flat white with toast. Walk the Beltline to Dancing Goats in Old Fourth Ward. Their espresso program is consistent, and the patio is perfect for people watching. Continue to Chrome Yellow in Edgewood for a seasonal special or a clean pour-over, plus a pastry. Westside and Buckhead. Head to Brash Coffee at Westside Provisions for a tight chocolate-forward espresso or a Kyoto-style iced brew when it's hot. If you're moving north, Brash's Buckhead location keeps that minimalist, dialed-in feel. Add Bellwood Coffee in Underwood Hills for a friendly neighborhood stop and approachable single origins. West End and Lease White. Make time for Portrait Coffee. Sip an espresso and milk drink to taste their blend's balance, then explore the adjacent food and drink makers across the campus. Decatur. Check out Radio Roasters for small batch purity and buy a bag for home. Then slide to Taproom Coffee and Beer for the hybrid hang, a rotating coffee menu alongside craft beer, ideal when your crew spans both camps. Pick 2 zones for one day, then swap the next. This route gives you focus without FOMO and still leaves room for lingering. Schedule ride shares between clusters for efficiency. Safely. Part of the fun is chasing events and pop-ups. Public cuppings happen at roasteries like East Pole and at education-forward cafes. You'll taste a lineup side by side and learn how aroma, body, and acidity show up in the cup. Latte art throwdowns bring baristas together for friendly competition. Spectators welcome, cheers encouraged. Maker markets and bakery collaborations turn patios into weekend street fairs. To find them, follow cafes on Instagram, sign up for newsletters, and skim Eventbrite the week of your visit. Ordering smarter starts with your flavor map. If you like bright, tea-like clarity, ask for a pour-over of a washed Ethiopian or Kenyan. If you prefer chocolate, caramel, and nuts, a house espresso or a Latin American filter will land well. Curious about processing? Try a natural for jammy fruit and a bigger body. Not sure what to pick? Tell the barista, I love chocolate and cherry, not too acidic. What do you recommend? They'll match a coffee and a brew method, V60 for clarity, Kalita for balance, batch brew for consistency. Milk matters too. Oat and whole milk are most forgiving. If you want the coffee to punch through, size down to a cortado. For decaf drinkers, ask which decaf is on. Good shops treat it with the same respect. Curious about iced? Flash brew preserves aromatics. Cold brew emphasizes chocolate. Ask for light ice always. Coffee can anchor a stellar date night or group outing. Start at Condesa Coffee, where afternoons transition gracefully into evenings. The bar shifts from espresso to well-made cocktails without losing the cafe's relaxed elegance. Split a cappuccino now, then circle back for a mezcal spritz after sunset. Headed to a show? Near Little 5 Points. Pre-game with coffee before aisle 5. On the west side, fuel up near Westside Provisions before walking to Terminal West. A late afternoon macchiato buys crisp attention during the opener, and you can coast on water after. Planning to work versus hang? Laptop policies vary. Many Beltline-adjacent cafes limit laptops on weekends or at peak hours to protect community seating. Look for signage, ask kindly, and be flexible. For remote work, aim for weekday mornings, bring headphones, and keep cables tidy. Outlets are plentiful at destination shops like Taproom and some brash locations. Patios at Chrome Yellow and Spiller Park are better for conversation than spreadsheets. Transit notes. MARTA access improves your day. Decatur and West End stations put you close to action, and the Beltline links OW stops to Ponce City Market. Parking is tight at peak times. Budget extra minutes. When a space feels slammed, grab to go and walk to a pocket park. Your vibe dictates the venue. Choose accordingly. Rainy days favor Decatur porches and cozy window seats. Bring layers. Before we wrap, a quick look at impact, take-homes, and access. Portrait Coffee's Black-owned leadership in the West End matters. Supporting them fuels jobs, storytelling, and neighborhood pride. Refuge Coffee Co. in Clarkston and Sweet Auburn channels revenue into workforce training for refugees. Land of a Thousand Hills builds long-term partnerships in Rwanda. When you see their cafes, you're tasting relationship coffee. Shops offer reusable cup discounts. Bring one, skip the lid. For home brewing, grab approachable starter beans, East Pole's House Blend, Brash's Seasonal Espresso, Dancing Goat's Blend, or a Portrait Single Origin. Ask for the right grind. Coarse for French press, medium for drip, finer for pour-over. Buy filters and a kettle locally at cafes or specialty stores for advice. Accessibility and comfort. Many patios are dog-friendly and kid-welcoming. Look for ramps, wide aisles, and low counters for wheelchair access. If you need quiet, aim for mid-mornings in Decatur or later afternoons on the west side, and choose smaller tables away from grinders. That's our tour. We mapped neighborhoods, met East Pole and Portrait, spotlighted Gilly, Radio Roasters and Wallers, paired bites, planned a crawl, and leveled up your ordering. I'd love to hear your ATL cafe orders and hidden gems. Tag Atlanta Local Unplugged and Baristas or Roasters. Reach out to join a future Meet the Maker. Until next time, sip well and explore often.
You've been listening to Atlanta Local Unplugged with host Riley Bennett. Until next time, plan fast, explore deep, and enjoy Atlanta.